Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Mimi's DIY Journey. Thanks for joining me today. So today, we are going to be making a folio. I seen Pam make this, and I could not wait to recreate it. So yes, we're gonna have some fun. I will leave a link in the description box below of the one she made. She used her digital kit that I'm getting ready to show you. It's over on her Patreon that you can purchase. It's a beautiful kit. So yes, I had to go over and purchase it. She did use this kit. She printed it on cardstock, and that's what she made her folio out of. I am going to use black cardstock. Um, so I'm kind of putting a little twist to it. I'm kind of making it my own in a way. But and then we're going to decorate it. So I have not decorated one yet, but I did make sure that the measurements that she gave, which you'll find in her description box of her video, um, but I wanted to make kind of like a prototype to make sure that what I had in my mind was actually going to work. Oops, I had it folded wrong. Okay, so it's going to open, and then we have a pocket right here and this little flap, which I will show you what we're going to do with that after we make this together and start decorating. So don't fret on this. I did do some decorative corner rounder thingy. I got this from Amazon for like $5. And I think I'm going to do something a little different to the corners because it didn't work the way I thought. Anyways, okay. And then it opens up like this, and then we have this little flap right here with a pocket right there. And then there's also a pocket back here. I know with the black cardstock, it's kind of hard to see. Well, no, you can kind of see. Okay, and then we have this flap right here, and hopefully I don't make the same mistake twice when I was doing this, because I did. And then we have this big pocket back here, and I'll show you what I mean by my mistake. What I did, okay, so this piece here is separate than this piece, of course, and I glued this down before I put this on. And I wanted to glue it back behind this pocket, which I guess I could have glued it on top. But anyways, that was my mistake. So I think this is going to be super cute. So we'll go over like how many pieces of cardstock I used, and all that in just a moment. This is such a beautiful kit. This kit is called The Late Bloomers, and it's revolved around the flowers that bloom late in the summer. So I love flowers, so I think this kit is beautiful. I might need to reprint that page, maybe. It looks a little funny. Very beautiful. It is a 15-page kit, and it comes with the digital papers, and then some journal cards, some tags, some pockets. Very beautiful. I love these butterflies. Tickets and some fussy cuts. I love it. Oh, the garden is still speaking. Yeah, very, very pretty. And then here is some vertical pages. There we go. Great. So, she has the measurements to everything down in her description box in her video as well. I just took and copied and pasted it over into Word so that I could print it out. And here is my cardstock. And we are going to use, I think it is 6 pieces of cardstock. If you don't want to use the cardstock, you do not have to. You can actually take the sizes and make it with the digital kit only. You do not have to use the black cardstock. This is just my preference. I find it fun, I find it enjoyable, and it's just what I like to do. So, all right, I'm going to get my cutter, my trimmer. I'm going to turn my papers like this so I don't make any mistakes, hopefully. No promises, though. So we're going to go through, we will cut all our papers to size, and then we'll go back and score each one of them. So we're going to cut 2 pieces that are 7 1/4 and 10 1/2. So, sorry, 7 3/4 by 10 1/2. And I didn't change anything on her measurements that she gave, because I figured with using the digital kit, I can cut those pages to the sizes that I need. So 7 3/4 by 10 1/2. Okay, so there's those 2. We'll come back in just a minute and we will score them. All right, the next page we are going to cut at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. So we are going to make a perfect square. So 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. All right. And then we are going to do one at 7 1/2 by 7 1/2. So another square. Okay. And then the next one we're going to do at 7 1/2 by 6. So 7 1/2 by 6. Okay. And I am keeping these in order as I'm cutting them so I can work backwards for my list. And then the next one is going to be 8 1/2. No, sorry. 6 3/4 by 8 1/2. Oh, I got too many pieces. Too many pieces. Okay. So 8. Well, it's already 8 1/2 this way because I'm using 8 1/2 by 11 sheets of cardstock. So that's already 8 1/2 by 6 3/4. There. Okay. And I think that is all of our cutting. All right. So now we're going to grab our scoreboard. And the last piece, we're just going to work backwards the way we just cut them. So this piece that is 6 3/4 by 8 1/2. On the 8 1/2 inch side, we're going to score that at 4 1/4. And now we are going to turn, and on the 6 3/4 side, we are going to score at 5. Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this? All right. So the next piece, which is 7.5 by 6, with the 6-inch side, we're going to score at 1/4. And that's a little difficult. Let's see, you can always come over here and score at 5. I have my other glasses on, so you can score at 5 3/4, or even 5 5/8 would probably be a little better, because that doesn't have to be exact. Okay, and then these two pieces, which we cut at 7.5 and 7.5 and 7 3/4 and 7 3/4, we're just going to lay them to the side. No scoring on those. And then on the piece, there's two pieces that we cut at 7 3/4 by 10.5. We're going to score one at 7 3/4. I hope, yes, 7 3/4. All right. And then the other one, we are going to score at 7.5. All right, so the two that we score, or that we cut at 7 3/4 and 10.5, I am going to go ahead and fold those and crease them. And I do it both ways because this is, I mean, it's not real thick, but it's kind of thick cardstock. So got a little lacy strap there. Okay, so the one that we scored at 3, it is 7 3/4, is right here. This is the one we scored at 7.5. So I'm going to turn this one like that, and I'm going to turn this one upside down, and yep, this is going to go together like that. Now I'm going to turn it over. Hopefully I didn't just confuse you. And I am going to glue this flap to this. Now, you can either glue this as a pocket, or you can glue it all the way down. I'm going to glue it all the way down, but if you want to glue it as a pocket, just get glue, glue on both sides right here, and then take a strip of glue here. I just moved it, and then fold it over, and that will be your pocket. I moved my I moved my paper. I am just going to put glue everywhere, just glue it down. This would be, I think, kind of fun for a craft fair. Okay, and then I'm going to squish that glue, make sure all my edges are glued down. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it back over, and this is my front right here. Okay, so the next piece, because we have our two squares, and I believe it is, let me look. Yeah, okay. So the one that is 7 3/4 is going to be our third little flap here. So I am going to take it and line it up. Make sure it's good. Looks good at the bottom. Okay. Yeah. And then this one, I am going to make a pocket. So I want to take my notch right here, center it. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to make a notch. And then I'm going to put glue on both ends, or top and bottom, whatever you want to call it, right there. And then I'm going to put a line of glue on the 7 3/4 sheet. And then I'm just going to fold this over, squish my glue, and okay, so we have 3 pieces left, and we are going to work with these 2 pieces. This one is the 7 1/2. Yes, 7 1/2 by 7 1/2, and then this one is the 7 1/2 by 6 inch. So this one we scored at 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and crease that. There we go. All right, and then I am actually going to move this out of my way, because what I want to do first is I'm going to glue this a little flange, and I'm actually going to miter these corners, which I should have done on that. Not that one. This one. I should have mitered those. Oh well. It's okay. We learn as we go, right? All right, so I am just going to put some glue on this tab, or hinge, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to glue it to the back side of this piece. So I'm just, okay, just trying to make sure I didn't get it on my score. That's what I'm trying to say. But then I will just squish that down. Got a little piece right there. I'm not worried about it. Came up off my mat, I'm sure. Okay. Now, this is going to make that really big pocket in the back. So I want to put a notch. And again, I'm just going to eyeball this. Looks good. Okay. Now we can bring this back over. Okay. And then I'm just going to hold it where my notch is. And then I am going to glue around the other 3 sides. And then I'm going to make sure I line it up at the bottom here on this center one. And then I'm going to get it even from left to right. Okay, I think I'm good. I hope. And then squish that down. There it is. Get my little spatula thingy here. Okay. Make sure all them edges get glued down good. I do not want this coming apart. Okay. So there's that part. Now, that's going to fold in like that. That's going to fold over. And I think, yeah, it's going to buckle just a little bit when you fold it up. So we just need to trim this one off just a little bit. So what it was 7 and 3/4. So just a little less than 7 and 3/4, but it's just easier to cut it 7 and 3/4 by 7 and 3/4, and then trim this little bit when this time comes. Okay, there we go. That folds perfect. And then our next one is going to be this one. So let's crease it. And I fold it one way and then fold it the other way. I didn't crease it on this side. Don't think so. All right, and then I'm going to fold it in half, because what I want to do is I want to cut the center part out here so that it'll fold up nicer. Nicer, is that even a word? Nice. Okay. All right, so I'm going to fold it in half, and then doesn't matter if you hold it this way or that way. I'm going to go over, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to cut at an angle. So I'm going to start up here, but I'm going to work towards this center part here and take out just a little bit. And then these are going to be pockets. All right, so then we're going to fold it in half like that. Bring our little folder back over here. And then I'm going to place this where it's going to butt up next to this pocket here. Like so. All right. And then I'm going to hold it, flip it over. I'm going to glue this little flap up as a pocket. Oh, let's put a notch in there. Maybe. Come on. Okay. Looks good. All right. So we'll glue this up. And I am going to glue both sides. You can leave that inside open if you want to, but I am going to glue it. Okay. And then I want to notch this one, which I'm going to have to take it back out, because I should have done that first. Okay. All right, so hold it over. Do I have that right? Yes. No, I don't. Okay. There we go. Line it back up. There we go. Perfect. Bring this back over. Make sure it's good. And then, I think I moved it a little bit. I'll bring that up just a little bit. I'm going to put glue on both sides here. And then along the bottom of this page. Just the width of my little page here. And then I'm going to fold that up. And then that's going to give us our little pocket here. Make sure I didn't mess this front up. No, I did not. Surprising. Squish my glue down. Okay. I'm sure I squished the glue down over here, but should be all right. Okay. So there's that. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with this. I'm actually going to go ahead and put some glue here. Just a little bit here. Just to give it some extra stability on that bottom. Okay, so that is going to be glued up. This side, we're going to leave that open because we don't want to close any of this part up. Okay, so then I think we are ready to start decorating. Yeah. Fun part for the front. I really think I love that. I might have to print more of these out. In fact, I know I am. All right, so I'm going to trim this white off. And then I am going to bring this down. Now I'm going to leave a border around so you can see the cardstock back behind it. So I'm going to try and leave about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I'm going to cut right about there. Keep your scraps. You might be able to use them. So then, nope, let's trim off the white on the bottom. Okay. And then, oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. Okay. Oh, it's going to cut my, it says the late garden number 12 up here at the top, and that's going to cut that off. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to trim at the bottom. I think. Yeah, I'm going to trim at the bottom. So trim about right there. Put a little mark on it. Okay. You'd be able to use that. Maybe. Okay. So I actually got some new ink. It's aged mahogany. And I thought it would look really good with this kit. So we'll go ahead and ink. And hopefully it doesn't get lost with the cardstock. Oh yeah, that looks really good. And then it's going to cover up the white edges too of this paper. Oh yeah. I love it. A little more than 1/8 of an inch around, but that's okay. You know, I was eyeballing it. I guess they could have measured. Oops. I thought this was pretty. And it goes very well with those with the flowers. So I am actually probably gonna make this a little longer than what it needs to be. But that's okay. I'd rather it be too long than too short. Okay, and actually I don't even remember. Oh, I think I purchased this off of Etsy, but I don't remember from who. I've had it for a long time. Okay. So, I think that'll be long enough. Oh, yeah. That'll be long enough. Okay. I am going to use my Vegan's Fabri-Tac glue for this part. Okay, so now I want to, oh, not that, this. I want to put this one back here. Yeah, this is a pretty purplish color, so I thought it went really well with the colors in this kit. Very beautiful. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I wanted to do it from the outside, but inside's okay too. Okay, so this one. So that is actually about 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 by 7 3/4. Let's do this one. So let's trim the white off here. Got it itchy. All right, so I said 7.5 by the width. So that would be 7 1/4. Right. Let's trim off the top. So I'm going to take the white off the bottom. Oops. Get my hands to cooperate here. All right, and it was 7 3/4. So we're going to go 7.5. Okay. So then that should give us there we go. Oh, so pretty. So then this piece, I was thinking we could use right there on that pocket. All right, so I am going to Mark right there. And I'm going to mark right there. I could have measured that because I think it's 2 inches. That's okay. Oh, I cut that little stamp in half. Okay. Put it where I want it. Looks about even. Oh, okay. There is my little center point for my notch. But I'm going to take that line and I'm just going to draw it down just a little bit. See if I can line up my paper here. Okay. Make it just a little bit longer. That way I can see it. Try not to get my head in the way. Okay. Notch. Erase the pencil mark gently. Okay. And now it should. Perfect. All right, so the glue. Okay, so I suggest before gluing this tab down, you cover this back there first, cover this, and then glue it down. So, okay, so that is what? 1 3/4. We'll say 5 or 4 3/4. Let's try to write. Nope. Try that again. Okay. 4 3/4. So I'm going to cut that at 4 1/2. Take the top, and that was 1 3/4. I'm going to cut that at 1 1/2. Well, if I would quit moving my paper. Okay. And I forgot about rounding corners and all that jazz as well. So that's okay. You make it yours. So that'll work. So I'm actually going over the glued edge there. And then I'm going to lay it down. So actually it would be the 4 1/2. 4 okay. All right, and then yeah, I'm going to pencil. Cut right there. Okay, so that is that part. So I like it. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this ledger paper here, and I'm going to put it on both, well, at least one side. It may not be big enough to do both sides, but I'm at least going to do this side. And I think that's going to break up all the busyness in the digital papers. Let's try it. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to trim the white off of that edge. And this was, it is just a tad bit, what, maybe 5 5/8. So I don't know what this mark is. 3/8? Yes. Let's do 5 3/8. 5 and 1, 2, 3. 3/8. Keep that. And then actually, I think I'm going to want more of the bottom here. So that is going to be what? That is 7.5. Oh, I can't use this one because it doesn't go that high. So we want 7.25. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. And that gives us lines to write on. Make sure I am centering it correctly and not with the edge here. I think that's going to be fine. All right, so this whole entire piece here, you want to cover this sheet, cover this side and this side before you glue this down, this whole piece. Because now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this. Now I almost want to remake it. Honestly, to be honest with you, I do. I want to remake it. So I can cover this page here. This side turned out okay. Okay, so I had to totally remake it. I did the same thing, the exact same patterns and everything, so that didn't change. I just left this piece off. That's all I did. So hopefully you're not creating along with me. And if you are, I hope you're smarter than I am and can figure out how to fix that. So what I did with this one, because I didn't throw it away, but I did cut that sheet off. So I am actually going to finish decorating this part and it'll just be a little different. Okay, so left that off. And I used the same page. I just covered this whole thing here. And now we can cover this whole sheet right here. So I'm going to put a neutral page here. So we want this. See, we've got, let's see, 7.5. So we want that 7.25. And I'm just going to measure from the top of this pocket here. And that is 7.5. So we want 7.25 by 7. Oh, let's trim the white first. Okay. All right. So 7.25, I hope. Okay, by 7.25. Okay. I do like that trimmer. And I think that's going to be nice. All right, so now, so you can see, I have that notch. I'm going to line this up where I want. Okay. And then, since this is spacing, no, I'm not going to do that. Take my pencil and I'm going to mark my page for the center of that notch. And then I'm going to take my ruler and make it a little longer. So that I can see it when I put it in here. Oops. Make a notch. Erase my pencil mark. Okay. Now we just need to pick our pretty pages for both of these. I like this pretty purple ribbon. Let's get that. Okay. So let's trim the white off. Oh, and that was, I forget, 5 3/8 is what I want that. So 5 and 1, 2, 3. Don't laugh at me. Okay, yeah, you can laugh at me. Perfectly fine. Okay, and I want the bottom part because it has the bow. So let's trim the white off of the bottom. Okay. And we want 7.25, I believe. Okay. That trimmed out nicely. Okay. Yep. All right. Purple. Yep. Let's go from this side. All right. Trim this white off. Fade down there. There we go. And we want that 7.25. 7.5. 7.25. Okay. 7.25. Right. And then I guess it doesn't matter if we go top or bottom. All right, turn the white off there. And we want this one 7.25. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I feel like that's off. Because we want 7.5. Okay. Keep that. All right. And it much better. All right. So maybe you guys will make this without all the little mistakes that I have made. There we go. Two, two. Okay. Let's use this side. Oop. Knock stuff over. It is 7.75 by 7.75. Okay. So we want 7.5 by 7.5. Okay. Oh yeah, that is stinking cute. And we can always cut these ties down shorter if we need to. Okay. I love that. All right, let's put on our other little pocket. See how well this is going to do. Okay. So 4 by 4.75. I did not. I just nudged on the wrong one. Oh boy. Okay. So that covers that. That covers that boo-boo anyways. Can't fix the notch back here, but I fixed that. So before I call it quits, I want to show you what we're going to do here. And then I will make the tags and everything and put in here. And then come back and show you guys what I did. Because I know this is a long video. I mean, I want it taller than this pocket, for sure. But I definitely don't want it going over our little notch that we worked so hard to get this paper trimmed around. Okay, so here we go. Make some pretty corners. All right. And that is perfect. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's ink. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to put some glue right here. And then some glue right here. Okay. And then we'll press that down. And then, yep, we can put some glue right here. And then do we need any? Yep, we need some over here. Okay. Try not to bend it too much. There we go. And that is going to hold this together as one big L-shaped pocket. Okay, guys, so give me just a minute. Let me do some tags and journal cards and stuff and get in here because we all know how to cut those out and ink them and put ribbons on those. So you guys don't have to watch me do that. But I'll get these pocket stuff. I'll get some more decorations in and I will be right back and show you what I did. Okay, I have everything finished, so I'll do a quick flip through and then I will let you guys go. So I put a little pocket here on the front with a journal card. And I did not do anything on the back. I just left that plain. Okay, untie, and then it flips open. And I put a little pocket here with a little journal card. It says gather beauty every day. And I put some thread right here with gathered at golden hour. And then we've got the L pocket here that we did together, of course. And then I have some journal cards, late bloomer garden notes, still blooming, beauty has no deadline, and then garden harvest. And then, of course, there is plenty of room to still put more stuff in there. So flip it open and we've got a little pocket here, blooming in their own time, with a little journal card with the amaranth, and then the little banner, the garden is still speaking. And then we have a beautiful pocket over here with a journal card and it opens up. We've got some journal space here with a tag. with some cosmos. A lot of my dad's favorite flowers in this. So I left this plain, and then I put a pocket here with two tags as well, the dahlia and the zinnia. And then we've got the big tag back here, which I backed with some more of that ledger paper from Pam's kit. And that slides right back in there. So I love it, guys. But really go over and watch Pam's video. Like I said, I'll post it in the description box below. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. That is the best way to support me. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and select all so you don't miss any future content from me. I really hope you guys liked today's project. Please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Maybe something you might have done different, or some different ideas on projects like this. And I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.